All right. This
All
is
right,
our
this is it.
this is our first Patreon. What if it's just
Action.
what if it's just us not saying anything? Well, I thought for our first Patreon, you could read some YouTube comments of from.
Well, I'm already ready. I mean, there's nice ones and there's good ones. This one I just read today because this is the newest one. This is on the Heath Ledger one.
Oh,
And
okay,
this one I
nice.
thought was frankly hurtful. And there's a hurtful review too.
Oh, okay. This is hurtful. I think that was nice.
No, this is hurtful.
Okay.
This guy wrote, well, this person writes, I'm just so glad I don't analyze movies this much because then that means almost every movie that's not good is going to suck, which is a hilarious take. If you analyze a movie, all the bad movies will be bad.
He basically saying I'm glad I'm not smart
Yeah,
because then I'd have taste.
Okay, it goes on, and that's terrible. I'm glad I can enjoy the work it takes to even get a movie done and enjoy it. Even if it's shitty, it's like someone put this shit together and thought, that's it. That's the movie. Anyways, but it's a great podcast. I love how you guys dive so deep into the movies. I swear I just thought it was cool how they killed each other in the beginning of the movie. The intro is so fucking cool. I guess we made fun of each other at the beginning or something.
It's hilarious that like he was like these guys have no joy and I feel bad for them that they're never going to experience life because they criticize too much and they're both buzzkills. Love the podcast. It's really one of my favorites. I also love that, he's also technically shitting on us. Same thing, right? Is this art? This is not art.
I think this is art, but to me, art is expressing yourself with the express purpose of entertaining others, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, art, film critique there's an art to film critique.
Of course. Pauline Kael is one of my favorite people ever. Yeah.
I love Roger Ebert, Pauline Whale. I mean, that's the greatest comment of
Roger.
Boo. I mean, the two best comments we've had, I think, are Pauline Whale, and then the other one is the one with Louis. The guy said, "How dare you give this man a platform? ... Raanan sucks." And that was beautiful. Hold on, let me read this review that I thought was really just horrible. Not horrible, just an asshole, really. Hold on, I was on airplane mode because I'm a goddamn professional. Let me see if I can pull it up. But the guy just said we suck and we're idiots.
People are mean. Yeah, people are really mean. I can't believe this is where we're doing for this shit. Like destroyed me for a while, but I'm doing it. Just this is like my version of OnlyFans. I'm prostituting my ego.
This guy writes, gives us 1 star, our only bad review, 1 star, which is really a shitty move. And he wrote, "Meh" is the title, and it says, he wrote, "So very shallow. It's basic cinema fans like these guys who give Hollywood a reason to maintain addicted to." Then there's a thing that it's not even a word. It's YTNESS.
Witness. You think it's one of those abbreviations that kids use?
I don't think so. I think it's a typo because he's a moron. And then it says sad. It ends with sad, like Trump-esque, like the way he would say it.
Sad, pathetic. Yeah. I don't understand. He's calling us shallow?
He's calling us basic cinema fans. And I'm like, no. And he's like, that allows Hollywood to just whatever. But I'm like, we're like the opposite of that. I mean, we're not fucking French film buffs or whatever the fuck.
We're in the middle.
Yeah, we're in the middle, which everyone should be, and to some degree on everything, I feel like. But anyways.
I know we're assholes. I didn't think we were shallow. I feel like that's just wrong. It's not insulting because it's wrong. Like, it's like someone calling you gay. It's like, that's not insulting. I'm not gay, and I don't think there's anything wrong with being gay. Which I've tried to explain when I've been heckled at clubs, and it does not go over well. But the other one hurt. I think it only hurts if it's true a little, right?
Yeah, good point. Like this one here. This one's great.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
This one, the title is 5-star review, and the title is F. Pauline Whale.
Oh boy.
And then the entire subject, the entire body is, who knew Joe List could lift so much weight? That one's fun.
That's a Pauline Whale guy. I feel like we got like a real professional roaster in the comments.
That's a Pauline Whale. I don't know if it's the original one.
There's a couple of good joke writers in there.
Some of these are just straight up mean. I don't think I want to read them.
Well, read them out. Just read a mean one. It's all right.
This is gonna be bad though.
Yeah, some of them really are just like kill yourself.
Well,
Well,
this
how
one's-
mean? How mean?
This one, the title is Love Joe, and Raanan is there too. And then the body of this one says, disagree with almost every single opinion, which is why I keep coming back. What fun is listening to only people who agree with me. Great podcast. Here's the meaner one. I mean, this one I feel bad. 5 stars for Joe. It is a 5-star review. It says your
He's
co-star,
specifically saying the 5 stars are not for me.
right.
5 stars only for Joe.
He calls you a star, your co-star. Doesn't say host. He said star. That's nice.
He could say my name.
He says keeps laughing after everything.
Stop a second. This is the meanest. I've already read this one. This one depressed me more than any. You can read out loud. This is the meanest thing anyone's ever said because it's true and it's not even said in a mean way, or maybe it is. But yeah,
no, he said. Well, first of all, he said you literally never laugh with him. I feel like I'm laughing throughout this whole podcast. I'm laughing all the time.
You're laughing a little more contained. But yeah, you laugh a little. Yeah, but read it. This one like literally put me. This guy, he fucking hit my button because this is.
He wrote. Even Louis was like, "What the f is this guy saying?" Is that the one you're talking about?
No, the laugh thing.
What do you mean?
I thought you were telling me the guy who like. Weren't you about reading that one? The guy who laughs.
This is all the same one. I think you're confusing. This guy wrote, your co-star keeps laughing after everything. He says something. It's infuriating. You literally never laugh with him. Even Louis was like, what the F is this guy saying?
I'm thinking of it. There's a different one where it's just like, love the pod. The one guy is obviously really insecure, so he feels like he has to laugh after every line. It just seems like kind of an amateur move, but hopefully he'll get better at that. Great pod. Like it was just like the most condescending thing.
This one says, this one I read to you, but I left off the last sentence. Joe and Raanan talking movies is great. Love listening to Joe and his thoughts on some classic movies. Still not sure about Raanan. Which is nice.
Well, the thing is, like, the podcast is just me and you talking. So you can't say, like, the people who are, like, insulting me and thinking they're not insulting you, they're also insulting you.
No, I don't see it that way, but
because it's like it's us, it's together.
Yeah, we could find some really bad ones. The Louis episode, we have some really.
The Louis, I thought you were going to go to the Louis one. The Louis one, you haven't watched them.
We have 1,079 comments, but these are all insulting to me also.
Well, just for a little context, we had Louis on, if you don't know. And I thought when we were going to have Louis on, people would be really mad in the comments for having him on. But instead, they were really mad in the comments for not giving him for like interrupting him too much. So it's a very divided country. But
here's a mean one that is way off. Why is this fat, unless it's about Louis, why is this fat guy talking about movies? He has zero knowledge. Stick to superhero movies. Those are your least favorite movies.
Yeah. But wait, you don't think he could be talking about Louis, right? Louis a little poorly.
Maybe he assumes Louis loves.
You're probably not going to refer to Louis as this fat guy. If you're saying this fat guy, it's probably me. Yeah, I don't get it. I hate
these people are like retarded. This guy writes ramen, like ramen noodles, is a guy who loves the classic 3-act structure. Everything has to be spelled out for him. Like they're so far off on these assessments.
Yeah, I'm against all spelling out. I want no spelling.
Yeah.
I want the least amount of spelling.
But these people are all, what the problem is, these people are all this got a new bump recently because a bunch of people watched it in the last few hours, days. But a bunch of people are just idiots and they're just sycophants. That's what's embarrassing about it.
You know, the laughter comments really getting to me. Do you not laugh? I think you need to start laughing more at my jokes.
I laugh constantly.
Like,
first of all, I'm like upsetting people in my regular life by talking too much about how funny you are. People are like, all right, why don't you relax? I'm like, this guy's like the best comic in the world. And people are like, no, shut up, you fucking idiot. Like I've had people push back and be like, no, he sucks.
Who are these people pushing back?
This guy writes, that Raanan guy almost ruins this. Almost. That's nice. Here's another one. This guy writes, this is a director talking to kids watching Transformers. I'm like, there's nothing I hate more than Transformers. And he directed Pootie Tang. Come on, director. He didn't direct fucking 8.5.
Yeah, I don't, yeah. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that. Well, the whole Louis thing. And I was trying to see it from their perspective. I think that so many people didn't. They when I guess if you see Louis, I guess think about it from your perspective. I mean, I would never. Anyone who writes me in YouTube comments is a fucking idiot loser. But imagine if there was like a guy you loved and you saw like a film thing with him, you probably wouldn't assume the guys talking to him would be talking as much as him.
Right.
Right. You'd probably just assume because they didn't realize what the podcast was. So Louis was just so much more famous in the podcast that they were just like, oh, this is like an interview.
Right.
I'm not saying it's wrong that what we did, but I see where they're like shocked by. But I told you our plan. We're gonna have him on next time, and we're just gonna interrupt. Like he won't even say one word. It's gonna be
amazing. We're gonna fucking ruin this guy's life. Raanan sounds exact. Oh, but there's a lot of these. They say you sound exactly like Artie Lang.
I get the art.
Is insane to me. I mean, I'm friendly with him. I don't see it at all.
I mean,
oh, this one's great. I never saw this one. This episode has too many Raanan sentences. That's amazing.
I've heard that my whole life.
Well, I've heard Raanan sentences, but I've never heard too many Raanan sentences.
Oh, I actually didn't get it.
It's
that's really funny. Maybe I do have to have things spelled out because I didn't get that right away. It's my sentences I'm stating on the podcast.
Oh, this one I responded to.
What are you responding?
This is 2 months ago. Well, this guy writes, Louis never does the expected. Everyone's been on the edge of their seat, daydreaming about him returning and wondering when and what it will be. Rogan? Nah, too obvious. Maybe Legion of Skanks? That would kind of make sense. Maybe drop his own thing that will be huge? No. How about the most obscure, shitty thing ever? Yup, that's it. Of course it would be. And I had to respond. I wrote, hey, he released a special and his own podcast. Pay closer attention. Like this guy is like, no way. I mean, I'm like, you're not even paying attention. Like, I love these guys that have this ego of like, he didn't do this. He didn't do that. He does this piece of shit show. And you're like, no, he did a massive special that he released. It's like a big hour special, huge production, and he has a podcast.
Yeah, doesn't he have a podcast with like his French girlfriend or something?
Yes, that he released on his website. So this guy's a fucking tool.
It's pretty funny though. I don't know. It's kind of funny. I thought it was pretty funny. Maybe when you say them out loud, you know what it is? Here's the thing. You say them out loud makes them less mean and more funny. But then when you read them on your own, it just seems so much meaner. I think maybe a lot of these comments are just trying to be funny.
Oh, wow. Okay, this one is amazing. I think you're going to like this. There's a couple people defending you. This guy defends you right here. Everyone keeps shitting on Raanan, and he's very obnoxious at many, many points. But I would rather watch someone with a opposing viewpoint rather than everyone agreeing to what Louis is saying. So there you go. That's kind of a defense.
I mean, yeah, but people don't realize it would have been a really bad podcast if we were just like, I hate those interviews where it's just like brilliant. Oh, yeah. And like they're just like fucking yes-anding the whole time.
And here's another nice one. You're going to like this one.
Okay.
If you want to watch Raanan interrupt and talk over everyone for an hour and 45 minutes, then this one's for you. Wait for it. Edit. Okay, now that I've finished it, I overreacted. Good pod, and Raanan is just a passionate dude.
Ooh, I really turned him around by the end.
That's pretty good.
Wait, so he commented like halfway and then edited it later?
I guess he just, he added a thing, was like, nah, he's good. But I appreciate people like, we need more people like that. That's like, this guy's a piece of shit. And then you're like, nah, he's just a good guy, whatever.
Well, it also seems like everyone's initial instinct is to hate on YouTube, which is concerning for society.
Especially when they're so thrilled to see Louis because they're not big enough fan. Even though they worship and think everything he says is perfect, they don't notice that he put out his own fucking amazing special.
Right.
And so they come on and watch us, and then they hate us because we ain't him.
Right. They just want to hear him, blather on or whatever.
But ego comes in too, because people are like, why is he doing this shitty podcast? How the fuck did these idiots get him? I'm like, I'm his best friend. We talk every day.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, but we got him. So obviously, like, he's on it, like he wanted to be on it. He asked us, by the way.
Yes, that's true. Oh, this guy wrote, came for Louis and Joe, ... stayed for Louis and Joe. That one's pretty
You know,
fun.
great. I feel like I don't see some of these. Are you skipping like the ones that are just really like? You must be skipping a lot of.
No, a lot of them are
here.
like, "This is the best day of my life." Oh my god, cool to
No,
see
but
Louis. Add time codes.
but there's like mean ones for me that aren't funny. I'm sure you're skipping because there's a lot of
No, I
like.
haven't seen any of those. But
Really?
this one I actually appreciate. It says 3 idiots talking about Kubrick. Stop, just please stop. Which I appreciate. They included him.
Yeah, right. And we're all together. Yeah, 3 idiots. Wow.
Um,
But
this one,
yeah, yeah.
this one says, "Please try to stay quiet, Rana." Now I'm trying to find mean ones because you challenged me to it.
Well, these are all. Well, that one's kind of mean. But you know what? It is interesting. When I was reading comments before, my feelings were hurt because I'd imagine like this mean tone. But really hearing it out loud, it's like not as bad. Maybe you just have good. I guess you got good. You really you make the jokes come alive.
Here's one for me and you, actually. Sorry, I thought it was just about me. Too many comedians. Joe List needs to just quit trying. He can work as a writer, I guess. Raanan should never do comedy ever again. But he got that from this movie podcast, I guess. By the way, I'm like, I've never written anything.
Wait,
I'm not a writer at all.
what does he want? Wait, he wants us both to.
He's saying there's too many comedians.
Which is he a comic or is he just mad at the idea that I understand being a comic being mad at that, but is he just
No, he's like a fan saying there's too many comedians. It's like these
how
people
does
are
that
like,
affect him? How does that inconvenience him that there's too many?
Well, don't you see what I mean? He's saying like there's too many people trying to. I mean, the same way we say that there's too many people.
Yeah, but
doing
I'm
comedy.
saying if you're a comic, it's annoying because it's harder to get like opportunities. But if you're not a comic, why would you care that there's too many of something? That's like me going
because he's saying it's watering it down. There's too many shitty comics. There's too many people. Because there's, I agree with him. There's fucking, and not because of my career.
Of course, we agree.
No, but I'm getting the work I need. I'm not getting stopped from working. I'm working just the amount I want. But there's too many comics because I go to the thing and I'm like, that guy's not a comic. He's trying to do comedy. This guy's not a comic. There's too many people that have been funny twice ever at the office and try to do stand up.
But if you're not a comic, it just seems like you're like it's like me saying there's too many engineers, you know? Like it's just like who gives a shit? But
that's like I think this is a theory that will it's like us going, there's too many fucking action movies, and someone going, what do you mean? You're not a director.
Okay, that's all right. Now I get it. You really solved that. We can only you really explained that to me through analogy. I love how it's like I don't need anything spelled out, and then I feel like everything's been spelled out completely. But
some of these I'm skipping.
But is he telling you us supposed to quit stand-up, but you become a writer?
Yes. He's like, I can be a writer, I guess. He's like, he's gonna give me that.
But writer's pretty.
It means he thinks I'm a good writer.
But also, isn't it, writer's kind of illustrious? Why is that like such a bad thing? Like, I'll let him be a famous screenwriter, I guess. I don't know. But he thinks I should quit everything.
Yeah, he said you should never try again. Yeah, some of these
heard my stand.
Some of these are tough.
What?
Some of these are tough.
Come on, let it out.
This guy says, "Is Raanan a comedian?" Seems like he's just nervously blurbing nonsense. I feel like I'm just waiting for him to stop talking the whole time. And then somebody else responds, "He seems antisocial," which I don't even know if that's a joke or not.
I love the dialogue. Like a lot of it's like a whole group of people talking shit. It's like a committee.
It's like people responding to other people.
Wow. It's like you're getting a group together to hate me.
Oh, here we go. Give Raanan a chance, you ball-washing brown nosers. Louis great, but Jesus.
Hell yeah.
There you go. That's one for your side.
I actually uploaded that, but I'm glad it was a...
The ejaculation sniper writes, is there an edited version with just Louis talking?
Do they really think they'd want that? But also, you know what's crazy too? That's annoying. Like, I feel like we were really funny on the pod. Like, there's a lot of funny riffs. Like, do they not care about that? I feel like us all three had some like funny bits.
Here's a woman.
I feel like you've not heard anything I've said this whole time.
Well, I'm reading. I at least have an excuse. You don't even listen when I'm talking.
I've been listening this whole time.
I'm reading. You asked me to read.
All right, right.
I read and you respond with shit. This lady, you want to hear about this lady or not? She's
I'll hear about
a Jewish woman. You probably know her. Nicole, I don't want to give out her. I mean, I guess I could. Schildner. Raanan fan here.
No.
I always wonder if my blue light glasses are distracting too. LOL. Which is funny because we did a 3.5-hour podcast with one of the biggest celebrities in the world, and she's like, "Hey, I related to that thing about your glasses." I think Raanan's contrarian opinions are funny. I don't know what you guys want. There you go.
Hell yeah.
This guy writes, "How did you get Louis C.K.?" And then someone responds, "He's starting from the bottom." Pretty good. All right, how many of these do we do?
That's good. That's a good amount. Yeah. For
I
anyone,
feel like this is a long Patreon.
For anyone who's like, Louis never suffered consequences, I'm like, he definitely did. He was on our podcast.
And it was like a big deal, and he was nervous about it.
Yeah, and he typed up like lines for it, like
right.
ideas for it. Yeah, he's definitely suffered consequences.
Right here, look at that.
Oh, that's what is it? Oh, that's
a friend of mine made that notebook, customized notebook.
Is that from that the cover of Chewed Up or Shameless? No, it's the cover of Shameless, I think.
Maybe, I don't know. All right,
this is fun, right?
It was great. It was a blast. I got hockey to watch, and I gotta go to bed. And all
right, well, this is our first Patreon. We'll keep on doing these every couple of weeks or some shit. I don't know
how many patrons do we have.
We got a lot. I think we're up to like maybe 300.
No, how many really?
Well, I don't know. No, it's a good amount. I'll tell you off air. It's a good amount.
Great. All right.
All right. Talk to you soon.
All right. Kick ass.
Bye-bye.